An inquirer said he heard that Vatican II was such a watershed that it's now a waste of time to read books written before the council. Fred, a Catholic apologist, explains that the idea that everything written before Vatican II is now outdated and a waste of time is actually completely opposite of what Vatican II itself teaches. Vatican II did not reject the past. It did not erase 2,000 years of Catholic thought, spirituality, theology, saints, councils, fathers, and doctors of the Church. Vatican II built upon that same tradition. It renewed the Church by going deeper into her roots, not by cutting them away. If someone reads the footnotes and references in the Vatican II documents, they will immediately see this. The writings of the early Church Fathers are everywhere. St. Augustine, St. Athanasius, St. Jerome, St. Ambrose, St. Irenaeus, and others are quoted constantly. Medieval doctors like St. Thomas Aquinas are referenced repeatedly. The council documents are also saturated with quotations from earlier ecumenical councils: Trent, Vatican I, Florence, Ephesus, Chalcedon, etc. Vatican II constantly refers back to sacred scripture, sacred tradition, and 2,000 years of accumulated Catholic wisdom. If Vatican II believed the past is useless, why would it constantly quote it as authority? The idea that everything before the council should be thrown away is therefore not Vatican II. It is a distortion and misunderstanding of Vatican II. The Catholic faith is a living tradition, not something that starts over every generation. God's revelation ended with the apostles, not in 1962 or 1965. The task of the Church, including Vatican II, is to hand on and explain that same revelation in ways understood for today, without breaking from what came before. Vatican II itself calls the Church to discover more deeply the ancient sources, to read the Fathers of the Church, to draw from classic Catholic theology, and to nourish spirituality with the writings of the saints. One of the Council's major teachings was ressourcement, returning to the sources, especially Scriptures and the Fathers, to renew the faith. Returning to Scripture and tradition is not regression, it is renewal. And do not forget, the Bible itself is ancient. Are people prepared to drop the Bible because it is pre-Vatican II? Of course not. So it is completely unreasonable to dismiss earlier Catholic writings simply because they were written centuries ago. The writings of St. Augustine, Aquinas, Gregory the Great, Teresa of Avila, John of the Cross, Ignatius of Loyola, Francis de Sales, and countless others remain treasures of the Church. If we reject everything pre-Vatican II, we reject the very sources that Vatican II itself used to teach us. Vatican II gave us a renewed call to holiness, evangelization, dialogue with the modern world, and active discipleship. But it never asked us to abandon our roots. It asked us to rediscover them, bring them alive again, and carry them forward in today's world. Therefore, dismissing everything written before Vatican II is not only intellectually dishonest, it is unfaithful to the Council itself.